Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now today we're doing something that wasn't previously possible and testing Spider-Man 2 on the AMD Radeon RX 580. The 580 hasn't received any driver updates since last year, but it's not obsolete, and if you're happy with choosing lower graphical settings and enabling upscaling, then it's not bad at all for the 50 quid asking price on eBay. You'll probably get a few driver warnings here and there, as well as the occasional not supported pop-up, like in Spider-Man 2 here. The message is pretty accurate as far as this game is concerned, or at least it had been until the latest update, or patch 4. We still get the warning, but the game actually seems to work with this graphics card at the moment. I say at the moment because it's been a bit of a roller coaster of compatibility. I've tried to play this game with this card a few times, with varying levels of success. Sometimes I got the unsupported warning and then it wouldn't launch, and other times it loaded past the warning to the main menu. I even got into the game once or twice for about 5, sometimes 10 seconds before I found myself back at the desktop after a crash. At the time of this video, Spider-Man 2 seems to be working, but it feels like it shouldn't be. The 580 isn't supported, but it also kind of is, or is supported but also kind of isn't. Performance is okay, we're using the lowest settings at 1080p, but there are missing textures, effects, details and a weird flickering issue that makes the sky disappear every so often. Oh, and the residents of New York don't have anywhere safe to cross the road because all of the zebra crossings or crosswalks have disappeared. For context, here's how the game looks on basically any other GPU at the same lowest settings. With a 580, the NPCs are at the mercy of the traffic, they'll just have to get run over. Actually, come to think of it, I did see a couple of pedestrians walk through the side of cars, so maybe it's not so much of a problem after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad the developers have worked on support for this aging GPU. I'm sure a lot of people across various forum posts that I read will be very pleased, unless they're sensitive to flashing images because, you know, the whole flickering sky thing. I'm using the patch 4 with hotfix 4, by the way, the latest update at the time of this video's upload. In terms of frame rate, the 8GB 580 is doing okay. We're getting about 50 FPS at the lowest settings with native 1080p. I don't know how the 4GB version of this card would handle it, but considering we're exceeding 4GB of VRAM even at these settings, I imagine it'll be less consistent, and as it is, the game is about as smooth as barbed wire underpants. I then enabled FSR 3.1 and set it to balanced, which boosted performance to over 60 FPS, and I reckon we averaged somewhere around this figure too. It felt a bit more consistent to play, and at first I thought, enabling FSR seems to have alleviated our flickering sky and texture issues, but this was not the case. Issues seemed less frequent at first, but it didn't take long for the assets to start disappearing randomly again. Again though, I appreciate that Spider-Man 2 is actually working on this card, a card that is still, according to the game itself, unsupported. I wonder if this is a feature level thing or a driver thing. Actually, I've seen a couple of posts about trying with newer AMD drivers, albeit modded ones, that wouldn't otherwise work with the card, and from what I've seen, it crashes after a while. That didn't seem to happen here. Oh, wait, never mind. Okay, we got a good half an hour from it, but then the game just froze up completely. Honestly, it's still cool that this near 8-year-old card can still play games, even if it's not every game, and I look forward to seeing whether or not things are improved with the 580 and Spider-Man 2 in a few months' time. I mean, I'm not expecting too much, this is a near decade-old card, but it's nice to know that if you're still using one of these, that most of your games library should work okay, especially if you're willing to make some visual sacrifices. That's all there is to this video, really. Nothing too in-depth, just a bit of a test with Spider-Man 2 and the 580 because I couldn't get it working before, and now I sort of can. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.